Annyeonghaseyo guys, it's Wes. And today, if you are a console player and you know how it is in this game, you are going to be having a different experience compared to PC players. So for this reason, I know there's a lot of console players that play the game. So I'm going to show you a very safe way to actually clear the Defiler. That way you can farm all your fragments just so you can use your weapon core system. Now, I've killed the boss many times on a consistent basis, and so I know what I'm going to tell you will help you out. First thing first, as a console player, your controller, you need to make sure you map it a certain way. That way, it is easier for you to do damage. For instance, you take a look on screen, you will see I map my left bumper to my left paddle. So if you have an elite controller or a controller that have paddles, it's probably going to be easier for you to map the left bumper with the left paddle or whichever paddle. Just a paddle that's going to make it easier for you to actually do damage. That's number one as a console player. Now, as far as what kind of build that I use and what I believe is going to help you is this build right here. There are different ways. Now, first of all, for your weapon, it is mandatory that you have the Secret Garden to make this work. So now it is not about the modules that you put on the weapon, it's just about the unique ability because of the pest control perk that gives you the buff that you're gonna have to do more damage. Because with the Hunting Hounds module, it turns everything to tech for Ines skill. Then you can see that you have all this buff right here. It's massive. Secondly, for your reactors and components. Now, you can see I'm using this reactor. I do not have Colossus on there. And I clear the boss in 40 seconds, sometimes 38 seconds, and sometimes 50 seconds. So you do not need to have the Colossus if you don't have it. If you have it, more power. So if you don't have it, you're going to be okay, like I said. But skill cooldown is very important as well if you have that on your reactor. Other than that, try a different one to see what works for you, but the strat is going to work. Now, for the components, you need to have the Slayer sets if you have them, because it's going to make things a lot easier for you. You're going to have a shorter time killing the boss, and you're going to make things a lot easier. But I know a lot of people don't have it or still farming for it. So if you don't have it, that's okay. You can still clear the boss in a very respectable time, which I'll show you on screen. A minute and 10 seconds, a minute and 15 seconds, or whatever. Anything below 2 minutes is a very good deal because you are still getting the kill. So I use these components with a lot of HP. So long as you have your max MP on your sensor, you are good to go. And anything else, MP recovery in combat, those are very important as well because Ines is about the MP game. So that's the setup that I use when I'm not using the Slayer set. But ideally, you want to use the Slayer set because this is the best option. Now, third thing that you need to consider is the inversion. This is massive as well. Now, in the inversion reinforcement, just make sure you have electric focus round active and also make sure you have enhanced focus round. So if you have to unlock everything in here just so you can get these two, just make sure you have it. This is massive. This is going to help you do more damage to the boss because it puts a debuff on it for 30 seconds. All you got to do before you start the fight, just shoot your Secret Garden 4 times and that put the debuff on the boss. That reduce his resistance and you're going to do more damage that way. And also use some survivability. Anything that you can find for survivability is going to help you out. Void resistance is a very good one, especially when you are doing intercept battles, as you can see right here. And also, if you want to add some other stuff, just whatever you have available, just use them. So I know not everybody's going to unlock everything, but I show you what to prioritize first. But look at all the perks on this thing and see what's going to benefit you and then use them. So that is my advice on that. Now, on to the builds and modules. this is the build that I use. Now, I showed this build before, so this is right here if you want to take a snapshot of it. But it is the same build that I showed on my previous video about the build. And you can see there is not much different, and we have survivability on there. Now, I use amplification control, but what you want to use is maximize range. I just wanted to show that amplification control also works. Because the reason why I use it sometimes is because it does not give me a negative. But ideally, you want to use maximize range, because maximize range will give you more range, and the more range you have, the more bounce you're gonna have on your skill, on your first skill. That's the reason why you want to use this. But sometimes I choose to use the amplification control because I feel like I have more power, just for testing purposes. But ideally, like I said, you want to use maximize range. And that is basically all you need to know. I showed you the build, and I talked about this build before. So what you see here is what you need to have. Now, of course, you can make some changes to your preference, but this is what I've been using. I have been consistently clearing the fight without any issues, and that's how I've been doing it. Now, if I go in game and show you how I do it, and so you can see what we are talking about. So you're gonna go in the fight. There is no guarantee that you're gonna one phase the boss, but you're trying to get there as fast as you can. That way you can get behind the boss, so you can try to shoot your secret guard and just get back as close as possible to 4 shots, and then now you start spamming your first abilities. Now keep your distance. You're trying to get the clear, but you're trying to stay safe as well. Now, whenever he goes down, I just go a little closer and try to do some more damage, and then I back out. Like I said, there's no guarantee I'm gonna one phase him. Like, he's gonna stump right here, and he's probably gonna kill me, but I know I can get the kill. If you have to grapple, just grapple away. Whatever you gotta do. Especially sometimes you're trying to get some health and you're trying to get some MP. But you can get the kill. So as you can see right here, it's only a little bit left. So he's gonna come and do his thing. I still kill him. Now, if we look at the time, we check the time, 1 minute and 16 seconds. Sometimes you do more, sometimes you do less time. But the main thing is you get the clear. Sometimes I one phase, sometimes I do it after 2 deaths. So, I just showed you how you can do it with this build that I just showed you and with this setup that I have. Now, hopefully this helps you out. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.